Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I want to talk about what Spence says. Spence says, if I beat Garcia the way I plan, I'll be the guy in the sport. You know, my opinion is I disagree with him. If he beat Mikey Garcia, he'd be the guy in the sport. I would disagree with him because Mikey Garcia, if he beat Mikey Garcia, a lot of people, some people saying that, more than a lot of people saying that he's going to beat Mikey Garcia. This is just to trying to get another super cash cow. Well, the only cash cow right now is Canelo Alvarez, but I guess another cash cow on the PBC stable. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what Floyd Mayweather came from to a certain degree, and he messed around. He talked to Al Heyman because Floyd Mayweather called Al Heyman his second dad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they try to make another superstar. It either go be Mikey Garcia or Spence, but him being the man in the sport, I disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? About he gotta beat Terrence Crawford. He gotta beat Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman and Sean Porter to be somewhat of the man of the sport, whatever. I would say, you know what I'm saying? Then go up to another weight class to hopefully beat those guys in a different weight division. But right now, beating Mikey Garcia and even if you beat him, let's say he knocked them out in the fifth round. I mean, I expect you to do that. And if you lose, then of course that's going to be a devastating on his record. He lost against a dude that's coming up on weight. So that's gonna, slow his career down dramatically, and of course, I think he would want a rematch at the same time. I think if Mikey Garcia, if Errol Spence beat Mikey Garcia, Mikey Garcia ain't gonna want that rematch. It's not gonna want that rematch. I would say this: it depends on how Mikey Garcia get beat. If he go 12 rounds, Mikey Garcia might want the rematch, and it depends on how this fight sell out and how this fight sells. If it did really good, let's say it do reach a 1 million pay-per-view buys. If it did, or if it got to 600,000 to 700,000 pay-per-view buys, and Mike Garcia lost in 12 rounds or lost by decision, whatever, I would think that he probably want a rematch. If he lost in the fourth or fifth round or he get knocked out, you know what I'm saying? Now he ain't gonna want a rematch. Now Errol Spence get beat, whatever, which I don't think that Mikey Garcia is going to knock out Errol Spence Jr. Knock him down. That's a possibility, maybe. It's not really a good. It's not. It's on the side of not really good in the sense of him knocking out the percentage wise. I'm talking about not really good, and Mikey Garcia has to knock him down, but it's better than knocking him out because I don't think he's gonna knock out Errol Spence Jr. I don't see that. And I could be wrong, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Now I'm knocking him down. I would give him a chance to knock Errol Spence down. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that we gotta see. But Errol Spence knocking down Mikey Garcia. This is if he do. That's the way everybody expected. If he don't, then if he go 12 rounds, then they're gonna say that Errol Spence. That's going to turn his brand just a little bit, and if he won conventionally, whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's still a win for Mikey Garcia because he went the whole 12 rounds. But him saying he's going to be the man in the sport, I disagree with him with that. I think the man, it's not really, you know what, right now in the sport of boxing right now, it's not really a clear cut who's the man. Well, my number one pound for pound fighter is Terrence Crawford. That's just my opinion. And after that, it varies. It can be Canelo. It could be Lomachenko, whatever. It could be one of them. It goes back and forth at the same time. But my number one is Terrence Crawford. But he's not the cash cow, and that's crazy. That's kind of funny because the cash cow is Canelo Alvarez, but he's not the best fighter in the sport. The best fighter to me is Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford is versatile. He can stand in the pocket, or he can be a slick fighter. He can switch to orthodox or southpaw, and he can fight on his back feet, or he can be aggressive. Canelo Alvarez can't do all. He's not a versatile fighter, and he don't have good speed on his legs. With his legs, he's got okay speed, but he's kind of flat-footed. You know what I'm saying? He's a knockout artist, but he's somewhat like most of these fighters I've seen like Triple G to a certain point. Like I'm not saying because he's hype. I don't say that because some of the fights that Canelo Alvarez fought, like Triple G, even the two of the fights he fought with Triple G and Laura and Trout, you know what I'm saying? And they said those fights was are really close. They said he lost the Laura fight and in the Trout fight. Some people say he lost that fight. It was he didn't beat the people that he won the fight. He didn't beat them convincingly. Like Floyd Mayweather beat Corrales. He beat. Well, I think that Manny Pacquiao was kind of close to a certain point, and I think it was pretty close too at the same time. And Castillo was kind of close that fight, but I mean those, so you can say the same thing too about Floyd Mayweather too at the same time, but at the same time, Canelo Alvarez is not beating him. That's why he's not my pound for pound number one yet. You know what I'm saying? So, and Lomachenko, he got to get more people on this. He has Rigondeaux and, you know what I'm saying, and Linares and he got one. I guess he got a couple more people on his record, but he got 13 fights, 14 fights. But getting back to Spence, man, saying he'd be the guy in the sport. Basically, he said he'd be. I think he's saying that he'd be. I could be interpreting wrong. He could be the guy making the most money in the sport, but Canelo Alvarez got that, and he's a cash cow. So I disagree with him with that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the up and coming. This should be your first time you're on pay-per-view. So let me see what the numbers look like. Because but even if you do get to 1,800,000 to 700,000, 600,000, that was with Mikey Garcia, and vice versa with Mikey Garcia beat Errol Spence. You hear Errol Spence in the ring with you. So, but this is something to see. I'm excited about the fight, and it ain't 50-50 to me. It's 60-40. I mean, 60 for Errol Spence and 40 for Mikey Garcia. I still give him a chance, but him coming up, they talking about two-weight class. He coming up one-weight class. It depends on how you look at it, because he was fighting 130, I'm thinking. Not 100. I think it was 135 if I'm not mistaken. No, I think it was 135 when the last time he fought at, but he did fight at 140. So it depends on how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? He did come up from one weight class at that time when they got him. The last fight was 140, I think. No, that 135. But now he did fight at 140. So it depends on how you look at it. He did fight at 140, so he really not coming up with two weight class. That's how I look at it. But at the same time, Errol Spence Jr., you got a lot of work to do. I mean, you only fought Carol Book. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you talking about you to be the man in the sport. I mean, Al Heyman know what he doing. He trying to make another cash cow, and that's why you and Mikey Garcia is on pay-per-view. But I'm saying y'all probably be on pay-per-view regardless anyway, because y'all did put in some. Well, Mikey Garcia got a long. His record is longer than is longer than Errol Spence. But Errol Spence is getting there, but he got to get some more people on his resume. But being a man, being the guy in the sport, that's Canelo Alvarez. You're talking about cash cow. If you're talking about the best guy in the sport, I think that's Terrence Crawford right now. That's just me, pound for pound. But I think he will move up a little bit to me if he do beat Mikey Garcia. Because even y'all saying 50-50, that means that if he beat him 50-50, that means that he had to go up. He would have to take Mikey Garcia's spot in the pound for pound. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me if he beat him, he still stay at the number 8 or number 7 slot in the pound for pound Errol Spence. Come on now, he beat Mikey Garcia, a pound for pound guy, the one who's confident that he can beat Errol Spence Jr. So you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's right to a certain point to say that he don't move up, and if he don't get if he don't knock him out, then I think to a certain degree I think he do tarnish his brand a little bit, but he still came out with the win. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, man, I'm excited about this fight, and then we'll happen March the 16th. Hopefully it happen March the 16th. I hope nobody don't pull out. You know what I'm saying? It's still a month. It's still a month. 3 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. It's a month. It's a month. It's still a month. I'll say it's still a month ahead, and now they're gonna do the press conference and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Which they should have did like a month ago, whatever, to get to them pay-per-view buys or 1 million pay-per-view buys they looking for, whatever. So we'll see. But if they have do y'all disagree with Errol Spence said if he beat Mikey Garcia, he'd be the man of the sport? Or do y'all agree? You know what I'm saying? Or do you think he need to do you think he need to fight more people to be the man in the sport, to be the cash cow, whatever? So leave a comment at the bottom of my page, subscribe to my page, like my page, hit the notification bell for notification from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. All right, bye.